Hello everyone, I hope all of you are having a great time. And as promised, let's go ahead and solve the weekly contest that happened today in the morning. I couldn't do it because I usually get up late, but now I have attempted it and solved most of the questions. So here we go with the first one in the queue. Check if every row and column contains all ones. So let's try and understand the question. The question says we are given a matrix of size n cross n and we need to validate whether every row and column contains all the integers starting from 1 to n or not, both inclusive. If such condition is met, then we need to return true, otherwise we need to return false. So let's quickly move on to the presentation where I'll talk about two approaches in which we can solve this question. There is an important constraint that was specified which I forgot to talk about. The elements in the matrix lie within the range of 1 up till n, both inclusive. Now let's hop on to the PPT. Check if every row and column contains all numbers. Lead code 2133. It's an easy level question on lead code and I totally feel the same. Let's quickly talk about the first and the naive approach that comes to everybody's mind. What we are going to do, we'll do the iteration column wise and row wise, and with each iteration we'll create a set. And what we are going to do, once we see an element, we'll check whether that element is part of that set or not. If it is part of the set, we'll abort the process because that simply signifies duplication. If it is not part of the set, we'll go and add that element onto the set. So let's walk through a very simple case. We have 1 is not part of the set, we'll add it. We see 2 is not part of the set, we'll add it. Then we see 3 is not part of the set, we'll add it. Had there been a case where we have seen 2 here again, then before adding 2 again to the set, we would have checked whether 2 is present in the set, it would have been present and we would have aborted the process. Similarly, we will iterate it across all the rows that are present in the matrix, and then we'll iterate it across all the columns that are present in the matrix. The time complexity of this approach is order of n into n because you are iterating through the matrix once in column wise and then row wise. So the space complexity of this approach is order of n because you are using extra space to store elements in the set, and that the size of the set can go up till n for the case where there is no duplication, for the happy cases. Can we improvise this? The answer is yes. How? Let's move on to the second approach. Now let's talk about the next approach. And here, even before starting the details, I want to ask you a very simple question. If we perform a XOR of any element with that own element, what result are we going to get? We'll get 0. I hope you guys are aware of this rule, and we'll be exploiting this property of the XOR operation to actually arrive at the solution. What we are going to do, we'll again progress ahead in row wise and column wise fashion, and we'll compute the XOR across the entire row. What will we get? We get 1 XOR 2 XOR 3 for the happy case. And parallelly, what I'm going to do, I'll pre-compute the value of the XOR operation starting from 1 up till n. In the end, I'll simply perform the XOR of these three elements with the XOR of 1 up till n. So this is the pre-computed value that I've already calculated. 1 XOR 2 XOR 3 because I'm aware of the value of n that I have, and I'll simply XOR these two together. If the result turns out to be 0, that means all the elements were part of that particular row. Similarly, I'll across all the rows that are present in the matrix, and again I'll progress across all the columns that are present in the matrix. If the answer comes out to be 0 of these two XOR elements, then it simply signifies that all the elements were part of the rows and the columns. Pretty simple and straightforward. Here in this case, we have exploited the property that 1 will be cancelled by this one. 1 XOR 1 turns out to be 0. 2 XOR 2 turns out to be 0. 3 XOR 3 turns out to be 0. And in case there has been some duplication, let's take the case where 1 XOR 1 XOR 3 were present in the row, and the value will not be equal to 0 because this will get cancelled by this will get cancelled by this, and the XOR of 1 and 2 is not equal to 0. This is what we are aware of. Pretty simple and straightforward again, and let's quickly move on to the coding section where I'll exactly follow the same steps as I've talked there. Here I have coded the solution using the first approach. Here I have created the set. I iterated through the matrix in a row wise fashion, and with each iteration I am reinitializing the set data structure that I have created. This is my current element. If my element happens to be part of the set, I simply abort the process and return false. Otherwise, I go ahead and add the element to the set. Similarly, I have done the same thing moving in a column wise iteration. And in the end, if both these conditions are not met, the violations are not seen, we simply return true, assuming that all the elements were uniquely present in rows as well as columns. Again, pretty simple and straightforward to understand. The time complexity of this approach was order of n square, and the space complexity was order of n. And let's talk about the next approach. Here I have taken the XOR row variable and column XOR variable, and I'm in moving across the matrix. I have performed the XOR operation. If my XOR row and XOR columns turns out to be not equal to 0, that simply means the violation has been met somewhere, and I simply return false in those cases. Otherwise, I go ahead and return true. Again, pretty simple and straightforward. The time complexity still remains the same order of n square, whereas the space complexity is order of n. So you can try those up by yourself. I'm trying the second approach for you, and let's submit this. Accepted. Runtime 2 milliseconds. And this brings me to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.